the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello and welcome, everybody. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. We're glad to have you with us on 2K Sports. Tonight, we'll see the Toronto Raptors playing against the Golden State Warriors at their home, Oracle Arena. Well, for Golden State, they went 2-0 against this team last season, looking to continue that string of victories tonight. Hey, the way the Warriors were able to outperform the rest of the NBA last year, they put up huge numbers, win 67 games. How much extra pressure does that put on them this year, Shaq?
It'll be hard for anyone to expect them to win that many games again. I'll be surprised if they do it. Success in the postseason and deep playoff runs are probably reasonable to expect. I'm going on the record saying they're going back-to-back.
Wow. Well, this team needs to stay hungry to do that, man, because, you know, to have a chance to win it back-to-back, as they are trying to do, is very difficult. They have the kind of talent and chemistry to do it, but I don't know if their overall personnel and their refined efforts will get it done.
Just about game time. Let's get it to Kevin Harlan, who has the call.
Two teams, two conferences. It's a road game for the Raptors in this one. Well, the holidays always bring us some incredible NBA action. And that's certainly what we have in store for us today. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. And on the sideline tonight, Doris Burke. Today's game continues this Golden State Warriors homestand. Try as they might, they've fallen behind the pack, but a chance here to reclaim some ground. It might be tough, but this is a team they're capable of beating.
And, well, for the Warriors, this has been a terrible way for them to kick off their year. They have to find a way to get back on track soon before this season gets away from them.
Greg, it's really surprising to me to see them fighting just to stay afloat this early in the season.
Here are the five for the Raptors. They've got Yao. Malone is out there with Anthony. Then it's Jordan. And it's Rose in at the point. A shot by McGrady, no good. And so here's Toronto. Their last game, a win against the Lakers, looking to carry it into this one.
They just weren't challenged. I mean, nearly as much as they should have been in that game, at least when they had the ball.
Yeah, it was a mismatch. I mean, the defense from the start was on its heels practically the entire game.
Derrick Rose has certainly piled up the awards for such a young player, starting with Rookie of the Year, with the 111 first-place votes to only 5 for the runner-up. You know about his MVP, and that just shines out so brightly for him.
And how about he and Michael Jordan, the only MVPs in Chicago Bulls history?
Here's Malone after the made shot from Dwayne Wade. Dishes to Rose. Jordan the screen. 5 to shoot. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
Just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
And there's the feed to Marion. Off target with his 3.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
Yao's shot is off.
Major defensive lapse right there. I mean, he's not a player you can leave open for a jump shot. You got to stay attached to him. They're lucky he couldn't punish them for it.
You know, his positioning near the hoop, always to his advantage. Just a terrific job to tip that one back in.
Rose against Wade. Rose dishes to Yao. Back to Rose. Yao against Russell. And finished off by Yao.
A splendid pass that time by Rose.
And there's 1:45 left in the first quarter. The Oracle Arena was rocking last season, and with good reason. The Warriors would finish a league best 39-2 at home last year.
And how about that 39-2 record put them one off of tying the best record ever in the NBA. That record, by the way, belongs to the Celtics with 40 wins back in 1986.
Anthony kicks to Malone. The baseline J. 1 up, 1 down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
Carmelo Anthony showing you his passing skill there.
The Warriors have gone 3 of 7 from the field since we've gotten underway. Here's the lob to the hoop. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. Outside Rose. Screen by Malone. It's Jordan on the wing. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time.
Well, I tell you what, you look at the Warriors, and they were actually unstoppable in every way last season. Average home margin of victory was 13-plus points. A lot of those games weren't even that close as they let things get tight in garbage time.
Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. Russell's got 6 points.
Boy, nice tip in to salvage the points from the missed shot. And made it work.
It did, yeah. And those second chance points, Clark, they do add up.
Yes, sir.
They do. And, guys, that's the last line of your defense there. Everything else was good, but you have to finish it off with possession. And more on the Warriors' home dominance. Shot almost 50% as a team at home, which led the league. Shot over 41% from beyond the arc as a team.
And out of bounds as the Raptors gain possession. A different look here for the Warriors. Whiteside's checked in for Russell. Smith comes in for Sean Kemp. Jamal Crawford, he's checked in for McGrady. And Money subbed in for Dwayne Wade. Raptors with the lead. Poked away. And it's the Warriors on the break. Floats one. Jordan with the rebound.
And trying to come up with the highlight reel finish. Somebody forgot to finish it.
And they get it back. Shot's good by Anthony. Here's Crawford. And that does it for the first quarter. Raptors lead by 4. The second quarter coming up right after this break, so don't go anywhere. And we talked to Carmelo Anthony earlier, and he talked about how this team has improved their play of late.
We got back to trusting one another on both ends of the court, you know, having the confidence for one another. So, you know, as a result of that, we've been winning basketball games. And, you know, the game became a lot more fun once again for everybody.
Well, it was nice to see Carmelo healthy for a while last season, but not a lot of fun for first-year coach Derek Fisher as the Knicks finished with their worst record in franchise history after Carmelo was able to go only for 40 games.
That was tough. I mean, but there's no time in this league to dwell on the past. It's just like he said, you need to get trust and confidence back between you and your teammates. And when they do that, I think Melo and his teammates can thrive.
All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the Raptors?
They pounded the ball inside in the first half, forcing the D to collapse, and that frees up the shooters going forward.
They've been distributing the ball really well tonight, too. I mean, a decent number of assists so far for them.
So on the floor for Toronto to start this second quarter. Derrick Rose is out there with Michael Jordan. Then there's Yao. Then it's Anthony. And it's Malone in at the 4. And here's Toronto. Well, last year Toronto won their division and got bounced out in the first round. Same result, Clark, they had back in 2014.
Yeah, but, you know, despite that sameness, they were an improved team last season, Kevin. They did a lot of the small things better in total, and I thought looked better and more cohesive as a group. He is an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
You know, he fixed the simple one-handed stuff to get the 2 points.
Yeah, and in a close game, though, guys, those could be really important points. And, guys, isn't it great to see a player who works that hard on the glass at both ends.
Well said, G. That's the way he has built, his reputation. Clark grinding away, 100% effort all the time.
And Kevin, all that effort pays off. How many of those spectacular putback jams do we see from this guy? A bunch.
And as you mentioned, the Raptors did improve last season. I mean, they cut back on their turnovers a lot, and they were top 3 in the league in terms of taking care of the basketball.
He didn't get to that one quite in time, Kevin. Those can be tough to gauge sometimes.
Different look here for the Warriors. Russell, he's checked in for Whiteside. Kemp comes in for Smith. Tracy McGrady's checked in for Sean Marion. And Dwayne Wade subbed in for Money. So, timeout called here, the first for Toronto.
And as you said, the Raptors took care of the ball a lot better and as a result had more assists. They also cut back on their fouls, and that was helpful. Little things like that made them much more competitive as a team and helped lead them to those 49 wins.
And the Raptors going out now with a whole new group. Paul against Wade. Wallace the pass to Irving. And that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line.
There's no better sign of how efficiently a team is operating than their assist numbers. And theirs are fantastic.
Just beautiful when they play the game like this.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. Free throw, good, Irving.
Well, you look at the Raptors, and they improved in a number of ways last season, but their bench play was one of their bigger improvements. I mean, they had one of the weaker benches in the league in 2014, but they flipped that around last year.
Now here's Crawford, who's averaging around 5.5 points a game.
He just sagged off just enough, and no hesitation on his part.
The Raptors have gone a nice 3 of 3 to start the second. Paul dishes to Wallace. It's deflected. Wade against McGrady. 5 on the clock. Here's Irving. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a 3-point play. Greg, one thing about the Raptors last year, they made the moves they needed to in order to be sure to fix their bench, strengthen their bench. It showed on paper and in person.
Yeah, credit their front office. In 2014, they had a bottom 5 bench in terms of scoring. Last season, they flipped that, became a top 5 bench in terms of that scoring, and even had the 6th man of the year leading the way.
Lou Williams.
Well, I tell you, the Warriors roster fit together hand in glove. They were led by the Splash Brothers, but the front court and the bench really complemented the rest of the team perfectly because all of the players for the Warriors were extremely versatile and highly skilled.
.151 left in the first half. McGrady against Irving. And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a 3-point play. As you're talking about the Warriors, they were built to play with each other last year. The bigs could all pass very well, and that set up the 3-point threats.
And even on the defensive side, I mean, they had players that really complemented each other. I mean, some undersized power forwards who countered with rim protectors. I mean, they also had the length at every perimeter position to switch on any play, so they are equally as adept on that side of the ball.
Boy, once again, the Raptors were able to put forth a really strong year. The national media recognized it, and the Raptors picked up more and more of the spotlight marquee games as a result.
That's good.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
Now, here is Russell. 6 points for him. Screen by Russell. Fader on the way. And it's Wade with the rebound. Well, for a long time, Greg, the Raptors didn't have a lot of nationally broadcast games in the U.S. Seemed like a forgotten team at times, unfortunately.
Yeah, and you know what? A playoff drop is one of the ways that ended that factor. Also, the team plays an exciting brand of basketball. They're a division winner to go along with that, so you start adding those things up, and you see why the Raptors continue to get more and more coverage nationally.
Warriors trail by 5. Wade kicks to Russell. Wallace against Wade. Crawford, no one around him. The basket good off the assist from Wade. 8 points for Jamal Crawford.
And he has really come to life here after a slow start in that first quarter.
And the Raptors call time here.
And really, the Warriors had an amazing regular season last year. Just from a historical standpoint, it was one of the best ever.
And it's a completely new group for Toronto. And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed in this second quarter of play. Now, here's Rose. He's averaging a bit over 5 points a game. And so the ball out of bounds. Jordan touched it last. And the Warriors with some changes. Whiteside's checked in for Kemp. Marion comes in for McGrady. And Money subbed in for Jamal Crawford. And almost 4 minutes gone here in the second quarter of play. Russell, a screen on Rose. Money passes to Russell. Pops loose off the pick and hammers it home.
How about that fantastic finish and the aggressive move, too, Kevin?
Trying to send a message, Clark, with that slam, I think.
And I'm not sure if it was text or email, but he definitely threw that one down.
Right side, Rose. Anthony dishes to Rose. To the middle. Here's Yao. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
Way to attack there and then create the contact.
Really, as close as you can get to an and one right there. He almost had it.
Toronto shooting their third and fourth free throw shots of the night. And that one falls for Yao. The Warriors making a switch here. He hits both from the stripe.
Well done again. He doesn't have the same problems at the line that plague some of the NBA's other big men.
With 1 on the clock. And the first half comes to a close. We've got a close game going on here. It's the Raptors leading by just 2. And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Well, Carmelo, some great help off the bench during this first half. What does their contribution mean to this team?
Well, I mean, we always believe that we have one of the better benches in the NBA. And when they come to play like we're playing so far, you know, it makes it a tough game, it makes it a tough team to beat. And we hope we can keep that up.
It certainly takes some pressures off the starters. Melo, thanks for the time. Guys?
All right, Doris, thank you. And stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter underway.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show. Ernie Johnson along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. The first quarter for the Raptors was fairly even. The largest lead for them during the period was 4. The second quarter saw them lose just a fraction of the lead they held at the end of the first, as they're now ahead by 2 points at the half. And taking a look at the Raptors, Kenny, what did you see out there?
Well, they're playing some unselfish basketball here tonight, Ernie. Guys aren't trying to take the defense 1-on-5. They're moving the basketball and finding the open man. And then, of course, the open man is finishing, so no problem here tonight.
Shaq, what are your thoughts on Golden State?
Well, those second chance points are huge, and they only came because of their effort. Their work on the offensive glass is what's keeping them in the game. They definitely should try to continue to stay tough on the glass. It's been key so far.
And that'll wrap up our halftime show. The third quarter set to go moments from now. We will be right back here after the game.
And now the start of the second half. Neither side jumping out ahead through the first two quarters. You look at Bill Russell in this game, he has been everywhere.
Yeah, how about that first half? He's already scored more points than he averages on the season.
Yeah, he's on pace for a monster game. It's too bad he can't score like this every night.
Raptors with the lead. Sean Kemp is out there with Russell. Then there's Marion. Then there's Dwayne Wade. And it's McGrady in at the two-guard spot. That's Steve Kerr's 5 as we get into the second half. Well, one thing that you can always say about Dwayne Wade is that he is at his best when the game is on the line. He truly lives for the big moments.
He does, and Wade has been in so many of those big moments over the course of his career. 5 trips to the NBA Finals, and he really does thrive under pressure.
And so he makes both from the line. Now Rose. He dishes it to Malone. Takes the 13-footer. The Warriors pull it in. Russell's got 3 rebounds now in this one.
And for Wade, when it comes to being clutch, a lot of it is experience. I mean, it's not just during the playoffs. He knows when to step up in the fourth quarter during the regular season. Very productive in the fourth quarter from a scoring standpoint.
Here's Rose. Sean Marion making his last shot. It's stolen by McGrady. Always going up for the alley-oop here. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. Anthony kicks to Jordan. Poked loose. Malone right side. Shoots from the elbow. And it's wide right. It's off the rim.
Wade averaged 7 points in the fourth quarter of last season. That was 3rd most in the NBA. A big part of it is how he can create his own shot. When the game is on the line, you want him on the floor with the ball in hand.
Here's Rose. After the made shot from Dwayne Wade. They set the pick. Outside Jordan. Right around a minute and a half played here in the third quarter. And the Raptors miss again.
3 straight misses here to start the second half.
Wade with it, and Rose picks him up defensively. Wade against Rose. Wade kicks to McGrady. Clock at 6. Shoots. And the shot no good, a bit short.
He just has not been able to get into that groove yet, guys, but as a whole, it hasn't affected them too much.
Rose against Kemp. Back to Yao. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time. And that's now 6 points for Yao. Warriors have gone 2 of 3 from the field to start the second half. And the Warriors decide to take their first time out here. This, their first look at this year's Toronto squad.
Yeah, and they got the better of this matchup both times they faced off last season. Do they still have their number?
Well, the sample size wasn't that big. I mean, 2 games, not a lot to go on. But they are 2 teams at the top of the pile in each of their conferences. And because of that, I expect it to be competitive.
Jamal Crawford, he's checked in for Golden State. .153 left in the third quarter. Russell passes to Wade. Russell a screen on Paul. Kicks it out to Crawford. Misses off the left iron.
When he's wide open like that, he'll rarely miss those.
ball outside, and it's out of bounds. The Raptors able to retain possession here. And while we have a second, let's see which squads have topped the league in assists during the past month. Number 1, the Raptors.
And what stands out during this recent stretch is just how well they passed the basketball. I mean, this is a club that has become really unselfish.
Stolen by Wade. A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter. Right through the D for the layup. Wade's got 6 in the quarter.
He is almost money when it comes to finishing in close. Nice bucket there to increase the lead. And a great stretch of games here for Wade at the end of a great stretch of games for Wade at the end of last season. I mean, he turned back the clock, if you will, for a while and really helped carry this Heat team.
The Warriors leading. Pass to Russell. Golden State moving the ball around. Wade dishes to Kemp. And a strong finish with 2 hands.
Sheer, unadulterated power right there. I mean, he ripped it down with both hands.
Absolutely. A resounding dunk.
Just a take-no-chance slam by the big fella.
Yeah, Greg, you know, I remember that stretch with Wade you're talking about. It seems like he finally now feels healthy, Clark, and it shows.
Wade himself said, Kevin, it was the best he felt in a couple of years. Health is such a big factor for him, given how he plays and selectively now likes to attack the rim.
Catching up on the changes for Golden State. Whiteside's checked in for Russell. Smith comes in for Sean Kemp. And Money subbed in for Sean Murray. Here's Irving. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Paul's got his 3rd assist on the night. The Warriors have gone 4 of 7 to get things started here in the second half. Here's Marbury. And the layup's good off the glass. Money's got the lead up to 4 now for the Warriors.
Hard to get that one off with the size difference there. That makes it a tough individual matchup for him, especially down low.
Well, took on the big guys going in there and challenging them like he did. But, boy, that was a nice job.
And the Raptors with the ball. The Warriors making the shot. 6 to shoot. Wade for 3. Here's Duckworth. And that one is stuffed right through.
And what a gutty play. I mean, muscles his way to the rebound and then just pounds it home for the putback.
Well said, G.A. The battle on the boards, Clark, could go a long way toward deciding this game.
You know, and if that play is any indication, that's a battle they're willing to put every ounce of their energy into winning.
And we just finished the third quarter, and we've got a tight ball game here. Warriors lead by 2. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from Oracle Arena in Oakland, California. Thanks for joining us again as we get set for the fourth quarter. A terrific game so far. The Warriors shooting well, 50% from the floor. On the court for Toronto to start the fourth. Irving is out there with Wallace. And there's Mr. Moves. Then there's Kevin Duckworth. And it's Wade in at the 2. A shot by McGrady, no good.
The defense did a really good job of choking off the middle there once he got inside.
Wallace kicks to Paul. The kick out to Irving. Back to Paul. Paul is up on top to tie it up. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Paul's got his 4th assist in this one. So it's the Warriors now. They host the 76ers after this game. And that game closes out the 4-game homestand for them. McGrady against Irving. And that one's good. McGrady. And the Warriors lead by 2.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense nowhere to be found.
I think they've really got to start committing more bodies down low and really kind of close that area off defensively.
Puts one up from 19. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Irving's got it all tied up now for the Raptors. Irving's gone 4 for 4 shooting tonight. Timeout called the Warriors.
Put your hands together for your Warriors girls.
Sideline with Doris Burke.
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear what Steve Kerr was saying to the team. He told them the game is right there for the taking, fellas, but we've got to be first. First to loose balls, first to the rim. We have to give our all right here. Kevin, now's the time.
Catching up on the changes for Golden State. Russell, he's checked in for Whiteside. Kemp comes in for Smith, and it's Marion in for Money. And Sean Marion with the slam.
Big time basket there on the inside. I mean, he had to get that one up and over the big guy.
Way up and over the big guy. And what a time in the ball game to make it happen.
Yao, the pass to Rose. Anthony in the corner. The 19-foot shot. And again, it's Toronto converting.
The defense got butterflies the second that shot went up because they know he typically delivers in the clutch.
Here's Wade. That's good. And the Warriors lead by 2.
Man, have they been effective at getting the ball inside.
I tell you, we're taking a look at some real deficiencies defensively. I mean, they've given up 5 straight good looks in the paint.
Jordan against McGrady. Shoots from 12. The Warriors pull it in.
And you know they wanted that one to go down.
They sure did. Would have loved to tie it up right there.
And it's Russell missing.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be because he is so strong in the paint.
Malone against Marion to the wing right side. Rose dishes to Yao. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time. Rose has got 6 assists in the game. Timeout called the Warriors. The score is tied at 44. There's 1:26 left to play here in the fourth. Some changes for Toronto. A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth quarter. Wade drives in. The rejection by Paul. Here's McGrady. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
Boy, this game has really started to heat up. I didn't think it could get any more high scoring than it already was.
Well, I tell you what, I don't mind it. You don't either, it sounds like. Good offense is entertaining, and that's exactly what we're getting.
Tracy McGrady on the wing. No one near him. And right through it goes. And it's a 4-point Warrior lead. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The hustle stats for the Warriors.
Defensively, they played with a lot of energy, and the steals we've seen are a result of that aggressiveness.
Another factor here tonight has been the amount of points they've scored off turnover.
No, that's the shot of the game.
Well, he was fearless enough to get it up and down, and it paid off for him.
On the wing, Mary. To the paint, Russell. Nice defense from Wallace. There's 38 seconds left in the fourth. Paul kicks to Wallace. Lets it go from 11. Can't get it to go. The Warriors go the other way. This could be a turning point.
Critical possession right here.
Passes to Kemp. Yes!
And really, with every point from this point on, it seems like they're just closer to finishing this one off.
If they haven't already done it. I mean, hey, it's been a tremendous all-around performance from this group. I don't think there's any question about that.
And the Raptors call time here. They're behind by 4. 20 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, what's your take?
You know what? It isn't over yet. A quick score and a foul.
And perhaps a few missed free throws, and they're right back in it. So it all has to happen fast, but it could happen.
The wide open look here for Anthony. Nails it! And he has brought them to within 2 points.
This is what happens when you allow Carmelo Anthony to heat up.
And the foul on Derrick Rose. And that'll be his third foul so far.
Yeah, you know what? Smart foul. You got to try and extend the game.
Sure. It's not over. The clock is as much a problem for them as the score is right now, so they've got to try to manage it.
You could tell it was almost tunnel vision on that pass. Had no idea where the defender was. How about the quick hands on the steal and the quick feet on the break?
Yeah, careless, silly mistake there, though. I mean, coughing the ball up and then not being quick enough to get back on defense, that's costly.
Timeout called the Warriors. 5 seconds left to play in the final quarter. And it's Wade penetrating. Oh, and a chance to win the game, but the last second shot is offline. Regulation is ended, and we're heading to overtime. We've got more in store for you right after this. Well, if you love great competition and neck-to-neck basketball action, this one has been a great one. Overtime number 1, getting going right now. And it's the Warriors to start out. And no shortage of excitement here, and we're officially underway in overtime in this game. Courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineup for us now in overtime. So for Toronto right now, they've got Anthony. Malone is out there with Yao. Then it's Jordan. And it's Rose in at the point. Here's Malone. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Jordan. Malone's got it all tied up now for the Raptors.
And that's what we're used to him doing, but he really just hasn't had that typical impact offensively. If they keep getting him touches, this game won't be tied for long.
It's tipped. Fast break Toronto. All alone. And it's Jordan with the jam.
You might not have expected him to go for the steal there. But boy, oh boy, did it ever work out for him.
Yeah, and I love that. I mean, at this stage of a tight game, all too often teams play not to lose. And they wouldn't be in the lead right now if he hadn't taken the chance there.
Wade against Rose. Here's Malone.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
And, you know, the defense gets their money's worth on that foul, stopping the layup and not giving up the and one.
And he misses the first one. Boy, he wanted that one to fall. good, going 1 of 2 from the line, and that makes it a 3-point lead. Last outing for Golden State, it was a loss to Denver. And Kemp slams it in.
Right back to the basics there, using the one-hand slam for that.
Doesn't he make the basics look pretty exceptional?
Yeah, he does. They look sweet when he does it.
And he better stay with those basics because this game is still yet to be determined.
And that's 10 points for Young.
Really good work on the interior. That is a critical 2 points there. That was an ideal scenario really for him. Point-blank range and also a size advantage.
Crawford against Jordan. Here's Marion. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
And they had a foul to give, but you want to use it on the ground.
Yeah, I agree with you there, but at least they did get the clock stopped. That is the one saving grace of that situation.
Sean Marion, 2.
Good on the first, and that brings them within 2 here. Both shots good from the stripe.
In a crucial spot, he is always so solid at the line. He rarely wastes those opportunities.
Rose kicks to Malone. And here's Rose. Malone with the screen. Shot off the pick. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Had a foul to give there, but you'd rather not have it cost your team points.
I agree. I mean, you would have been better off using it on the floor and not on the shot. But the foul had to come either way, so it is what it is.
So the first one drops, and that will put them up by 2. So he gets them both, and it's a 3-point game. So, guys, it comes down to this.
Time, Kevin, for the stars to shine.
There's the pick. Crawford passes to Marion. And it's Sean Marion again missing. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game. Crawford with the steal.
Overtime has become do or die time. An empty possession here, and I think they're finished.
A second chance effort. And now they foul and stop the clock.
No choice but to foul there, but he's probably the last guy you want to see on the line.
But there was no time really to be selective. Stopping the clock was the priority.
He hits the first one, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 5-point game.
And that makes it a 2-possession game now. Those could turn out to be vital free throws.
Now a timeout called by Golden State. They're behind by 5. There's 18 seconds left to play in the first overtime. What do you think, guys?
You know what? And they're going to draw up something where they can get a quick shot and then maybe a foul.
That's got to be the game plan here. I mean, free throws are really their only hope. Points with the clock stopped.
Toronto grabs the miss, and now they decide to foul intentionally.
Bill Russell. That's his first personal foul at the line for the Warriors.
He hits the first one, and that increases their lead to 6. So he gets them both, and it's a 7-point game.
And that will add to a healthy lead after that trip to the free throw line.
It's going to be a tough loss to swallow. They just didn't have much gas left in the tank once we got to overtime.
The wide open look here for Marion. Gets the 3 to fall. Jordan. Off the mark. And so the big win by Toronto in a tight game. And they had some nervous moments down the stretch, Clark, but things finally came together for them in overtime.
Looked to me like the amber light on the gas tank didn't quite come on. They still had enough fuel to get across the finish line comfortably.
And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Carmelo, congratulations on this win. And as this game progressed and you made your adjustments, what was the key for you guys to come out on top?
We just kept our composure. We stayed with it. We know we was making some minor mistakes that we could have corrected, and we did that. We came down. We executed our plays. We started making some shots towards the end. But the most important thing we did as a team, and we buckled down on the defensive end.
You certainly did. Congratulations, Carmelo. Guys, over to you.
Doris, thank you as always. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. This is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. And as the fans file out of the building, now time to head over to Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny the Jet Smith for the postgame show.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson, joined by Shaq and Kenny the Jet. Now let's take this opportunity to check out our Jordan Player of the Game. He put up a new season high tonight, and if he keeps shooting like he did tonight before the season's over, he might top it. A big key to his team's victory here.
He was dead on from the field tonight, guys. I'd call his performance economical because there was no wasted opportunities. He took advantage of every good look he got. I mean, everything he put up was going in.
Well, everyone wanted to come play hard tonight, but I thought the job he did was remarkable. The defending champs do not go down easily. It was an impressive performance to beat them tonight. I must say I'm very impressed. But he kept at it, both ends of the floor, shouldering the scoring load. He was on his game.
And that brings us to the end of our broadcast for this evening. For Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and our illustrious 2K Sports crew, this is Ernie Johnson saying good night. And we'll see you again soon, but not soon enough.